Give it up for Tyler Pontier, everybody.
What's up, everybody? Give it up for Phil again. Phil's actually a personal friend of mine. That guy stole my line. I always say he's the taller, darker, funnier version of me, but I think I'm still kind of a cool guy. Phil was talking about the cold weather. It is absolutely frigid outside. I was on the way here with my brother, and we walked out of the path, and the wind is just disrespectful. It blew by. It was like, fuck your jacket. I was like, man, this is a big puffer. I'm trying to keep myself warm. Go fuck yourself. I became a father this past fall. I'm just happy to be here right now. I wanted a son. I got 2 daughters. That's right. My wife had twin girls. Twin girls. People will pretty much say anything to you when you're like gonna have kids, especially twins, especially if they already have one child. I can't even imagine what it's like. We don't even sleep with our one. Or my favorite, you're fucked, dude. Just like the wind. I'm like, what? I'm gonna make it through. I figured like if I can make them feel bad about just having one, so then when they're like, you know, you're having 2, I'm like, oh yeah, you guys just had one? Sorry about that. Guess we got lucky. Makes me think that twins is double everything, obviously, but about half the sex. I'm thinking like, it's optimistic. They turned 5 months the other day, so I haven't had sex in about 6 months. Keeping it real, thank you. Even mannequins are looking sexy these days. Makes me think of mannequins are fake, so it's all right. Makes me think of a funner time, back to when she was like all over me, or when we got pregnant, or pumping with purpose, as I call it. Pretty much for like 10 years, I've been trying to, when you have sex with a woman, I'm just trying to not get her pregnant. It's different when the only thing you need to do is get her pregnant. So I felt like I was losing my virginity again. I think I like psyched myself out. My wife was like, I read online the best way to do it is doggy style. So she's a pretty, standard missionary lady. So I was like, if we got to do it missionary, I'm on board. Clearly it worked, hence the twin situation. So one thing that stands out, it's kind of gross, but I just can't get over it. I see this kid in my sleep. I remember when my wife had the twins, and one was in the NICU because she was a little smaller, and one was in the well nursery, as they call it. And my wife and my mom were in the room, and I went into the well nursery to, get one of my 2 daughters. And I'm like walking in there, and saw all these like cute little babies, and I see Mariah, my daughter, right there, and then I'm like, out of all the kids in there, there's Nico, right next to her, naked. Balls out. I mean, this kid is just like hanging out with his wang out. I felt instantly emasculated. It might just be me, and I'm sorry for some people, but I mean, this kid's balls were huge. They were massive. They were like golf balls wrapped in skin. I'm like getting there, I'm like, just get my daughter and like wheel her out slowly. And I go into the room, and my mom's like, Ty, you look like you saw a ghost. There's this kid, Nico, in there. He's got the biggest fucking balls I've ever seen in my whole life. My mom's like, shh. I'm like, they're just out. Everyone's wrapped in their little blankies. This kid's like, oh, Nico! I think my daughter's pregnant already. So to like make things worse, my younger brother, who's here tonight, hasn't missed a show of mine this year. All right, single and a lawyer, ladies. So back to business. So she was like, well, don't you remember when your little brother was a baby, you and your brother were obsessed with how big his balls were? Like, no, we weren't. She's like, I remember one day in the hospital, I had to tell you to stop reaching in and trying to poke them. I'm like, poking baby balls? That does not sound right. I was only 7 years old, everybody. Now it's 2 vaginas. ridiculous, so. I had to obviously bring Mariah back to the well nursery, so I'm creeping her back in, hoping he's gone. Nope. Still there. Only the nurse is back there now. She's rubbing lotion on them. I guess he had a little problem with them. I'm seeing these balls in my sleep, people. So then on a fun note, my daughter booked a role, the same one actually, Mariah, on Law & Order SVU for 4 episodes. I didn't even a casting director saw my picture, so she called my manager and they booked her. Not me, her, so it's cool. So now my wife and my daughter make more money than me, so. I have some experience with going to sets, trying to get my own acting career together, which clearly is not working, and they treat my daughter like a gold brick when she's on set. There's a baby nurse, there's a trailer, I got production assistants moving my car. I felt like, I'm Channing Tatum, bitches, how do you know? So the first time we went, I was like, no, I'm fine, we're cool, we'll just sit here, just let us know if you need anything. And the second time, they were like, what do you need? I was like, I'm taking advantage. I was like, I want a Charleston Chew mini box, and don't let them be stale. I want some fresh sashimi, and I want some harmless harvest coconut water. Oh, and Mariah, she's hungry too, and she loves Shake Shack, so she's gonna take a double cheeseburger with fries. Thank you. Then 3 weeks later, she gets these massive checks. They're like, Mariah, Pontier. I'm like, sweet. I open them up, it's like $1,000. She doesn't even wake up from her nap, she's just like, I'm like, $1,000 fucking dollars? If that was me, I would rub that shit on my nipples and be running naked to the bank. I'd be like, Wells Fargo! I got bail money, can't come for me. All right, people, that's it for me before we get too out of hand. I'm Tyler Pontier, thanks for coming out, guys.
Keep it going for Tyler Pontier.